Profit targets on the Predator. We're going over the different types of profit targets we can set, how to enable multiple profit targets, how to set no profit target but still have a runner, and also some general tips when it comes to using profit targets on the Predator. To start things off, we're going right into the Predator properties, and the first thing to keep in mind is that any order entered within the Predator, whether it's a manual entry order or it's one of your auto entry orders, everything is going to be managed by the same O4 order management. Anything we type in here, that's what it's going to execute once we enter our order. I'm not going into how the entire order management works. I have another video that does just that. And that video goes into everything from your stops, your order quantity, trail stops, and yes, even the profit targets. The purpose of this video is to condense all of the information into a smaller bit while also expanding on how the profit targets work. So how do the profit targets work? Well, with the Predator, you have up to 3 different profit targets from your initial entry. All you have to do is select them right here from your order management section. So target 2, or if you want 3 targets, select target number 3. And guys, this is an important thing to note, is that you need to select at least one profit target. If you have no target selected, it's not going to enter an order. You need at least one target. And in the case you do not want an actual profit target, you can just select the target and select no profit from the dropdown. But that target must be selected in order to enter that trade. And also one more thing before we start showing examples of each profit target is as we select more targets, you will notice our order quantity selection starts increasing. This is because our minimum quantity for each profit target is 1. So in this case where we add 3 different profit targets, the minimum position size we can have is 3. So just keep that in mind. As you add more targets, your position size is also going to increase with it. And that goes whether you're doing a custom quantity or you're letting the Predator automatically calculate based on your risk per trade. But with that, let's move on to show some examples of how each profit target works. For these next examples, I'm just going to change the order quantity so it matches that target number, so it makes it a little bit easier to see on the chart. So order quantity 2, I'm changing to 2. Order quantity 3, I'm changing to 3. You don't have to do this. Set whatever quantity you want. Again, this is just for a visual so we can see it a little bit better. Now for the first example, let's go over the tick profit. So tick profit is just how many ticks from our entry point. So 25 ticks will be 25 ticks from our entry point. 20 ticks, 20 ticks from our entry point. And you can change this to whatever you want. So I'm going to do 20, 40, and 100 ticks. Now let's load that on the chart and see how it looks. All right, so now that we have it loaded, remember that the Predator is going to use the same order management, whether it's an auto entry or one of our manual entry orders. So for this one, I'm just going to push the enter long button. And here we're going to see our 3 orders generate. So for our first profit target of 20 ticks, we can see it right here. Our second profit target of 40 ticks is right above that one. And then finally, our third profit target of 100 ticks is a little farther ahead up here. So that's how it works. It's just ticks from the average fill price. So now let's move on to our next profit target. In this next example, I'm doing the RR profit. And what the RR profit does is just your risk to reward profit target. And what that means is it's going to take the distance between your entry price and your stop price, and it's going to multiply that by whatever number we set in here. And then it's going to add that to the top, and that's going to determine your profit target. So let me just change these. And for an example, an RR of 1 is going to give you a risk to reward of 1. A value of 2 is going to give you a 2-to-1 risk to reward. Value of 5, that's a 5-to-1. So again, let's load this on the chart and see how that looks. So we just enter long. And now I'm going to move our chart a little bit. Here we can see our profit targets. And for this one, I'm going to use this modified fib tool to draw the distance between our stop and our entry point. And that's going to let us see the distances between the stop and our entry point. that is the same for a one-to-one risk to reward. So with our modified fib tool, we can see the distance between the stop and our entry point, and then we can see that is the same distance between our entry point and our first profit target with an R value of 1. So it's a one-to-one risk to reward. Our 2-to-1, you can see up here with the negative 200, that is the exact same distance between our stop and our entry multiplied by 2. So that is our 2-to-1 risk to reward. The risk to reward of 5 does the same thing, just multiplied by 5. So we have it all the way up here at the negative 500. So that's all it is. It's just a way to keep your risk to reward even on every single trade, especially if the distance to your stop changes on every single trade. But with that, let's move on to our ATR profit target. For the last example, we're going to do an ATR profit, and I'm just going to change all of these. So how the ATR profit target works is it's just going to take the current ATR value and it's going to multiply that value by this number, and it's just going to submit your profit target based on that number from your average entry price. Don't worry, I'm going to show you how that looks. And if you want to modify how you define your ATR, anytime you select any sort of ATR option within the Predator, you're going to get another option up here where you can define the ATR period. By default, it comes at 14. That's what most people use. Feel free to change it to whatever fits your needs. But like I mentioned, we take the ATR value and we multiply it to come out with our profit target. So first profit target, let's leave that at 1.5. Then I'm going to do 2.5, and then, yeah, let's do a value of 5. And I'm going to load this on the chart. But first, I am going to load the ATR on the chart. You do not need to do this. The Predator gets the value automatically. I'm just doing this for a visual for the sake of the video. Again, you do not need to load the ATR on the chart to use any ATR profit or stop with the Predator. So we had the same value of 14. And I'm just going to enable the Predator. And same thing, I'm just going to enter a trade. All right, so now we have our profit targets on the chart. Let's go over how we got these profit targets. Our current ATR value is 10.7, and we had a multiplier of 1.5. So let's pull up a calculator, and we'll do 10.7 times 1.5. All right, and then our average entry price was 22194.25. That's right here. And we're going to add that 16.05 to give us a value of 22,210.3. Or because we're working with futures, it's going to round it to the nearest tick. That is 22,210.25. So that is our first profit target. Our second profit target, it was the same thing, 10.7 times 2.5. So then we do the math here, plus 26.75. And that gives us a value of 22,221. So that is our second profit target. And last but not least, we did a multiplier of 5. And same thing, I'm going to do the math here, plus 53.5 for a grand total of 22,247.75. So that's all it is. It just takes the current ATR value and multiplies it by whatever we define. Now, I get this asked quite a bit. It's how do we configure a runner? So we want to submit the order with that final target, but not actually have a final profit target. We want to keep trailing our stop up until we get stopped out. So how we do that is we must still select that profit target. So make sure you select how many different targets you want. But if you don't want that final profit target, just select no profit. And then you can set any sort of trail stop that you want or any other order management. It's really up to you. I'm just going to select any trail stop here, and we'll increase this maybe a little bit. Let's do a 3 ATR, and that should be fine. We'll enable it, and same thing, we're going to enter a trade, and you're going to see down here, we still have the same stop orders. with the same order quantity that we selected. So 1, 2, and 3. But now because we selected no profit target for the third target, there is no profit order. So now it's just going to keep trailing up until we get stopped out. And just because I feel like I should mention, this works the exact same way whether you're long or you're short. If you go short, it's just going to flip everything to the other direction. If you guys have any more questions, make sure you guys check out the Predator guide. We go into detail with a lot more things on how the Predator works. Or if you have any other questions aside that, feel free to email us at support@tradesaber.com or join us on Discord where you can find a free trial of the Predator. But with that, I hope you guys found this video useful. As always, take care, enjoy.